AU Dining reopens Freshens, Cravetown, and Bender Bites.
And Tinashe is set to perform in Bender Arena this Friday. All this and more coming up on ATV News.
Welcome to ATV News. I'm Sam Makarczyk.
And I'm Victoria Rivera.
AU is reopening two favorite dining options, Freshens on East Campus and Bender Bites in Bender Arena. Sean Memon and Natalie Rudnick have the story.
Students are getting back two new dining options in the coming days. First off is Bender Bites, which is good for all the upcoming home basketball games during the winter sports season. Piper Crosby thinks Bender Bites elevates the home game experience.
I mean, I really like walking into Bender and having that smell of popcorn and that kind of I feel like it really brings together the experience of going to games and everything. So I'm pro.
The reopening of Bender Bites means spectators can enjoy the food as much as they want. Becca Siegel discusses her favorite foods.
I've had it a couple times when going to the games, and I've really enjoyed getting the pretzels.
For other dining-related news, Freshens reopened on campus this week. Students are now free to enjoy their favorite food from both the daytime Freshens and the nighttime shop Cravetown. Sophomore Will Manillo discusses his thoughts on Freshens reopening.
I'm really excited because there's not that many options on East Campus, if any, for late night dining or anything like that, because I live here on East Campus and on the weekends it's really hard to find something to eat.
Freshens will be open from 4 to 10 p.m. on Tuesday through Saturday. For ATV News, I'm Sean Memon.
And I'm Natalie Rudnick.
Tinashe came to American University on November 14th. The platinum-selling American singer from Kentucky will be performing at Bender Arena for an exclusive concert for the AU community. Tinashe is known for many things, including a recurring role in the CBS series 2.5 Men. She began recording music in 2012, and her major label single, 2 On, was number 24 on Billboard's Hot 100 in 2014. Students can find links to purchase tickets to the show in their school email inboxes or on the KOGOD website.
The government shutdown ended Thursday. It was the longest in United States history, lasting over 40 days. The government shutdown has affected almost everyone in our country, including the AU community. Reagan Fisher asked students for their thoughts.
On October 1st, the U.S. government entered a shutdown. A shutdown occurs when Congress cannot agree on a budget for the new fiscal year. The main cause of the shutdown in 2025 is disagreement over healthcare subsidies in the Affordable Care Act, or ACA. On Monday, the Senate advanced a measure with bipartisan support, but the shutdown is still ongoing. AU freshman Allison Markle shares her reaction.
Mostly just frustrated with our government and the fact that we've been shut down for over a month at this point, and also the fact that people like ICE agents are still getting paid and TSA people are not, and people are starving because of no more SNAP benefits.
The shutdown has led many government programs and organizations to lose funding, including TSA and other government entities essential for travel. According to USA Today, flights have been reduced at 40 major airports in the United States because of the shutdown. They anticipate that even when the government reopens, flights will not go back to their normal schedule right away. This will affect student travel plans with Thanksgiving break right around the corner. Markle and sophomore Isabella Alvarez expressed their frustration.
Lines at TSA are longer. I've gone on a couple flights and it's just taken me forever to get through.
So with a lot of flights being canceled, specifically Reagan, I have to fly back home to Los Angeles, and because of all the flights being shut down, I might not be able to go home for Thanksgiving.
Reagan Fisher, ATV News.
As a part of the government shutdown, SNAP benefits were withheld. To fill the gap, multiple AU organizations gathered donations to help those in need. Teddy Carr has a story.
SNAP, formerly known as the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, is the nation's largest anti-hunger initiative, providing over 40 million low-income Americans with access to food. Because of the government shutdown, those who use the program are only receiving a fraction of their benefits this November, and the disbursement of those funds has been delayed. But American University is stepping up to support its community.
I was just feeling really scared one day and sad about SNAP benefits ending and the budget cuts and the government shutdown and everything, and I was like, we should just, put it out there that we want to do our part in helping out with this, and let's start, putting together an idea.
WVAU, AU's college radio station, is now accepting donations of non-perishable and canned goods. They have also assembled a spreadsheet of local food banks, particularly those accessible via the Red Line.
And we'll keep collecting throughout the semester, but we're going to take the stuff that we collect throughout this next coming week and drop it off at a food bank.
The Market, AU's food pantry, is also working to support our community. They are partnering with the AU Spirit and Traditions Board to host food drives through November 14th and are also accepting monetary donations.
Little things go a long way a lot of the time, and if you can't donate canned foods, there's always money to be donated if you have it. And I even asked my parents for Christmas just to make a donation in my name, stuff like that. A little goes a long way when a lot of people are doing it.
The pantry itself is open on Mondays and Wednesdays from 12 to 7 p.m. and on Fridays from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The shutdown has ended as of Wednesday, November 13th, and SNAP recipients are expected to soon see their full benefits return. Nonetheless, these organizations will continue their efforts to feed the AU community. Teddy Carr, ATV News.
As the fall athletic season comes to a close, our Eagles have soared. The volleyball, men's soccer, and field hockey teams have all finished as their respective regular season conference champions. Each team has earned various accolades, with Coaching Staff of the Year going to both men's soccer and field hockey. Despite this, in the playoffs, both men's soccer and field hockey recently lost in each of their Patriot League semifinal games. However, be sure to cheer on our volleyball team for their semifinal round on Friday, November 21st in Bender Arena at 6:30 p.m. as they hope to extend their 14-match winning streak. In other fall sports, men's cross country has reached third place at the Patriot League Championships. And on the women's side, Shaylin Brochu was named Rookie of the Year. Women's soccer had Avery Klingensmith and Addison Romer earn spots on the academic All-Patriot League team, with Klingensmith also being named to the All-Patriot League second team. As we look ahead, men's and women's basketball and wrestling are starting their seasons. Be sure to check out each team's respective Instagrams for their upcoming schedules. We'll be right back after the break.
I want you to get the vaccine because I want you to be safe.
I don't want you to be a patient I take care of in the hospital. That's what I'm scared of. I hug you.
Yeah. Love you. Love you too.
Welcome back from the break. At the end of October, a jury convicted a man accused of killing American University professor Sue Ann Markham back in 2010. Sue Ann Markham's brother, Alan Markham, spoke to reporters from WUSA 9 about the legacy his sister left behind to her students.
Person after person has told me that taking her class changed the course of their career.
Professor Markham taught accounting at AU until she was murdered in her Bethesda home in 2010. Police suspected Jorge Landeros, who Markham shared a personal and financial relationship with. Markham invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in a venture with Landeros that turned out to be a scheme. During the investigation, Landeros fled to Mexico. He was arrested at the border 12 years later in 2022. Just a few weeks ago, he was convicted of second-degree murder and faces up to 30 years in prison.
Students organized a protest against the Trump administration's actions toward higher education. Reagan Fisher has the story.
On Friday, November 7th, American University students organized a protest. It was called Stand Up Against the Regime. Students organizing the protest say it was against the Trump administration's attacks on higher education. Josiah Gottfried says he wants to fight back against the Trump administration.
I'm here because Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans pose an existential threat to our democracy, and it is our responsibility as Americans and as students to stand up and fight back against this.
According to Time magazine, the Trump administration is withholding federal funding unless universities agree to a compact. Some notable requirements the university would have to comply to if they agree to the compact are committing to avoiding grade inflation, requiring standardized testing like the SAT or ACT in undergraduate applications, and capping the amount of undergraduate students on foreign visas out of school at 15% or less, and no more than 5% from any country. Students held this protest to express their opinions and write letters to American University President John Alger to make sure he will not sign the compact if it reaches AU. Patrick Dungan explained how the protest's uniqueness contributed to its importance.
Well, I think the fact that this is a student-run event gives it a sense of legitimacy to both other students and the wider American population, because it's grassroots and it's from people who have a legitimate stake in this issue.
Reagan Fisher, ATV News.
The K Spiritual Life Center celebrated Dia de los Muertos at American University with an interfaith ofrenda and dinner. Ellie Knudson has the story.
November 1st is Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. Here at AU, some students and faculty gathered a few days beforehand to celebrate at an interfaith ofrenda, or an altar decorated with offerings and pictures of deceased loved ones. In Mexican tradition, they welcome spirits back to the living world. Kay helped host the event alongside other AU organizations.
Friends from Mexico introduced this to me, and I think it's a beautiful time to come together and to honor those who have passed.
Lauren Guajardo is the student director of communications for the League of United Latin American Citizens, also known as LULAC, who also helped co-host the event.
Celebrate Dia de los Muertos, which is a very big cultural event within our community.
Despite its name, Dia de los Muertos is as much a celebration of life as it is for the dead.
May we find strength in the stories and hope in the love that outlives the body. Our comfort is knowing that those who have gone are still present.
Some words from the speakers. Students partook in a meal together and celebrated those who came before. For ATV News, I'm Ellie Knudson.
On today's Club Corner, we take a look at AU in Motion and their fall showcase. This past weekend, AU in Motion presented their highly anticipated Fall 2025 showcase at the Georgetown Preparatory High School. The dance selection varied across different genres, such as hip-hop, contemporary, and tap. AU in Motion's artistic director, Rachel Hu, spoke to the welcoming community of AUIM and says all the dance experience levels are celebrated. They invited people who enjoy dancing to join the organization. AU in Motion will be holding auditions in the beginning of next semester. To learn more about American University's largest dance organization, visit AU in Motion's Instagram page or engage. Are you looking forward to Thanksgiving break? Because I know I am.
I mean, who isn't? I'm finally ready to get out the DC area, fly a little bit.
Right, get a home-cooked meal.
The turkey.
Exactly.
But yes. Thank you for watching ATV News. I'm Victoria Rivera.
And I'm Sam Makarczyk. Have a great day.
Bye.